Alright guys, I just played a really good game and I wanted to show you this pretty cool game I had. There was a couple of moves that I may or may not have found that saved me the entire game or lost me the entire game. It was a lot of up and hill battles and it walks to the end. I have game review on so we can see what are the good moves and what are not, and the evaluation bar. Now keep in mind the evaluation bar is not going to be not really gonna mean much to us because we're not really that good of players, right? So we don't know how to capitalize on this sort of stockfish or whatever. So I play the Sicilian. I usually like playing D6 before I play this knight. Now the only reason I didn't was because I really don't think he's gonna play E5 here. I just don't. I Not a lot of people do. Also, one thing I hate about the Sicilian is when they move their bishop here and then take my knight, and that's what I play. I just take the knight and ruin the pawn structure. But for some reason, I feel like this guy's not gonna do it. I feel like he's just gonna play like here, maybe even queen here. I like playing my queen here sometimes in some lines, but what we see here is he's playing c3. He's probably gonna go for the big center. That's the whole meaning of that move. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the dragon. I don't know if this is technically the dragon anymore, but the dragon idea, I guess. When you fiend cheat hold the bishop like that. He develops a bishop, and I'm like, oh crap, he's gonna ruin my pawn structure. I kinda get sad. But it's like, alright, whatever though, I'm gonna develop my bishop. Like it's gonna be annoying, but that's oh well. I play the d6 eventually. I usually like in most cases I'll play that before this even happens. He finally plays here, and when you play the Sicilian and they finally play d4, in most cases you gotta take the center pawn. That's the whole point of the Sicilian, is to combat the center but not really like play a center pawn yourself. So I go ahead and take. It wasn't even the best move in the position. Huh. So I unpinned the bishop. I'm making sure he's not going to ruin my pawn structure. He had a couple opportunities to, but he decided not to. I'm kind of grateful that he didn't mess up my pawn structure, because that would have been, oh, I don't know. It's like OCD. Like, I just hate double pawns, even though in some cases it's good, especially if it's like double pawns close to the center or something like that. I just can't stand them. So I missed that completely. My whole idea of this move was to play knight here. Like, I don't like playing knight here for two reasons. First off, I mean, that just blunders a knight. Second off, it blocks my bishop. So even if he didn't play here, I don't think I would ever play my knight here. So the problem with this move is it weakens this pawn too much. But I guess he doesn't see it and just goes ahead and castles. Now what I see here, now I just develop the knight. I guess I don't play it right away. He's I don't know why he's not taking here. I'm gonna be honest. I guess it weakens these two pawns too much for him, or maybe he just didn't see it. I really don't know why he just didn't take. The computer is begging him to develop his knight, but no. And apparently I was supposed to sack here. Now I saw this idea, but I didn't think it worked just yet. So I didn't play it just yet. I finally take back in the center. So my idea with this is, yes, he's probably going to take back with this, but eventually this bishop's going to be trash on this diagonal, but maybe this diagonal is going to be strong for it later on in the game. That's my whole idea behind that move. And also I have a little bit of a trick here. I don't think I play it right away though. Yeah, I just castle. Okay, so he's basically cementing his bishop down, but the thing is, it doesn't really work out that way, because I can still play a6, right, and kick his bishop. He finally takes my knight. I take back with my knight. Now, the only reason I didn't take back with the bishop here is because of this trick that I'm about to show you guys. I don't want to explain it just yet, because it does happen in the game. I'm still setting up for this trick, by the way. Like, I didn't know I could have played it so many times, but I'm just setting myself up for this trick for it to work. I didn't realize I didn't have to do all this setup. I moved my rook here because further down in the line, I'm scared of blundering the bishop. And now I can finally play this move. What this move does, I take the pawn, you might, oh, I'm sacking the knight. Not really, because if he takes, I take the bishop and I'm taking another knight piece with that check. So that's fine. So what does he play here? He plays the knight takes. But here, it's the same idea over again, right? I'm going to take with the bishop, so if he takes, I'm just going to check. So he decides not to. And protect the bishop, so it doesn't work anymore. So I just go back. Okay, let's see here. Oh, yes, this is when it gets tricky. Okay. So, what I'm getting stressed out about here is I don't want my queen to be trapped, but I also want to keep it on this diagonal. Because just in case he ever moves his knight. I can maybe take this pawn for free. So I decided to keep my queen on this diagonal. I guess it's not that great of a move. Okay, here. Guys, you could try to find the brilliant move yourself. So what we're going to want to do is take back first. Now you're like, oh, this gives us a free pawn. This is going to put you in a really bad position. Because this pawn is going to be attacking the bishop. And you're attacking the queen. But it's fine. Because I can play in this move. This is the move. So try to find it yourself. It is queen takes c5. If the pawn takes, the queen is hanging. I'm just sacking the queen. And the best part is, if he takes my bishop, I can just move myself out of check. So I got out of that double attack. I'm going to lose a piece no matter what by taking one of his pieces and then taking a pawn. So I guess I'm a pawn up in this idea. In that whole variation. And now the game continues with me. Basically, what I'm playing for here is this pawn's going to be really weak. And I have a passed pawn that I can try to guide up the board. He's going to keep trying to attack my queen. Like, as long as I don't play any dumb moves here, it should be cleanly winning for me, right? So I'm just taking a step back. Just making sure that everything is okay. Don't want to mess anything up. Here I'll find this nice move. So I'm attacking the rook. If the rook moves, I can just trade down even more pieces because I'm up material. And I can... The less material it is, I feel like it'd be the easier to guide this pawn. He doubles up. I go ahead and trade down material like I said I would. Keep trading the pawns. Gonna attack the queen, of course. And now, let's see here. He's attacking this pawn twice. What do I do here? Well, this rook's pinned. So I don't have to defend this pawn twice. I only have to defend it once since this rook is pinned. He walks the king like he's supposed to. And then I just trade queens here because he blocks with the queen for some reason. Now, both of his pawns are really weak. So basically, all I have to do is trade down the rooks and win the endgame pretty easily. And I think I do that. I'm losing this pawn no matter what now, unfortunately. There's no way I can hold on to it. But it's fine, because when he takes, he's basically, alright, we're going to trade rooks, but I'm going to get a pawn. So I'm going to be, in this like combo, I'll be a pawn up. But, I mean, I was already 3 pawns up to begin with, so it doesn't really matter. Because now, I can check. I send this check this way because if he doesn't go here or here, then I'm taking this pawn. And then I have 3 pawns on this side versus this one, and I'm winning. He does play that, And what I'm going to do, I have to defend this pawn. This pawn is really good for me right now. If I lose this pawn, I don't even know if it's still winning, to be honest. So gotta defend it. And now I'm just gonna use my pawns and try to like get my king into the battle. If this king ever goes too far away... Oh, yes. So I had this idea of moving my rook here, but it doesn't work quite yet because he'll just take the pawn. But that's not my idea. My idea is to let him take this pawn once the king is further enough away. So now it works. So what I do now is I attack the rook. Now he'll take my pawn, which is like, I guess, the reason why I'm winning. But now, he doesn't even take the pawn. My bad, guys. I didn't like memorize this game. I'm just going as it goes. But regardless, his king is too far away from the other two pawns. Like, even if he took that pawn, it would have been too far away. So now, I mean, I'm just gonna queen up the board. There's nothing for him to do, really. Now, I could have done this multiple ways, but I just decided to make two queens. The problem with me is I run out of time in Rapid quite quickly, so I try to make the most obvious moves pretty quickly. And making two queens here is pretty obvious, and I can pre-move a checkmate with two queens pretty fast. And here, I have a mate in one, and I checkmate him. I showed you that, guys, that game because I'm just really happy about that brilliant move I found, and I've been in a slump lately. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Like, I thought I was like improving super quickly. Like, I was at like 1300, 1400 like a week ago. Grinded it out. I'm like at 1650, right? And all of a sudden, I back down to 1450, 1460, and I'm like, oh crap. The problem is I guess I tilt Q, and you don't play the best moves when you get emotional like that. So I gotta learn to... Basically, I gotta learn to know, alright, I'm done for chess for the day. Or it's time to take a break. Instead of making a mistake one game, get really mad, and starting a new game. And then I play something stupid in the opening that I'm not used to. And then I just lose the game because I don't know the opening. Right? So I gotta work on that. But I finally crossed 1500 back again. So I feel like this is a good checking point for me. Like, this is a good line for me to have, like, no matter what happens, as long as I stay above 1500, I'm feeling pretty good. Because, I mean, it's just a solid number to have. But thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know if you found the brilliant move in the comments below. Let me know how I can improve these videos. Like and subscribe, and I'll see ya in the next one.